Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and pleased to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Saturday. I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. And you didn't get a video from me last night because I just didn't feel like making one. It was the end of the week and I was just tired, and I was like, I'll just get to it tomorrow. So I'm here now, and as you know, listen, I'm going to be doing a review of, or a recap of this week's Real Housewives of New Jersey. It's taking me longer to watch episodes this season. I have no idea why. Watching TV is usually my big thing, but for some reason, I'm having trouble getting through Real Housewives of New Jersey in one sitting. It might have been because I was distracted by Vanderpump Rules. I don't know. But anyways, let's get into this week of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So this week, there were two big storylines. They were Rachel and Danielle going at each other about the rat comment that Danielle made. And then Margaret kind of getting in on that too. But also, there was Teresa and Melissa, and it involved Teresa bringing up Melissa's daughter in the ongoing drama. So let's start off by saying I'm so sorry, Ireland. I'm so sorry. First of all, there was the pub, and then there was I think it was the dinner, where it was either the dinner or lunch, where people were just screaming at each other, and Dolores looked horrified. Like she wished, it looked like she could just crawl under a rock and be like, oh Jesus, I wish I didn't know these people. But let's start off in the pub. So they went to the pub. Dolores, really, in Ireland, at an Irish pub that was full of Irish people, had asked if anybody drinks Guinness. Yes, everybody in Ireland, including babies, probably drinks Guinness. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes. Do Irish people drink Guinness? Yes. Jackie went up against an Irish woman, and she actually won in a chugging contest. So listen, good on you, Jackie. And also, this was the episode where we now see that it's coming into formation that it's coming into view that there are now two Jen Fesslers, because Jen Fessler at the start of the season was like trying to maybe like find her way and see what it's like in the Real Housewives universe. And now here she is, she's out drinking with Irish people, chugging. Last week we found out about her sexploits with James Gandolfini, and this week she was showing like crazy amounts of cleavage. I'm like, what is this? And Jen Fessler was named the MVP for the night at the pub. I get that. Teresa also, I felt like she was 2 seconds away from asking for if they have a blender, because she would like a margarita at an Irish pub in Ireland. Tell me if I'm wrong. It felt like she was. So at breakfast the next morning, everybody is at breakfast except for Danielle. And I think it was Melissa and Jennifer Aiden who were talking about what Danielle had said about Rachel the last week at Envy, when Danielle had called Rachel a rat. The ladies heard them talking about it, and Jennifer Aiden, I believe it was Jennifer Aiden, had said, oh yeah, we were talking and Danielle called Rachel a rat. Well, everybody was like, oh shit, she called her a rat? So, and then everybody was talking again, and then Danielle comes in, and everybody shuts up. They were talking about the blood pudding, and somebody said, oh yeah, it's blood pudding, and Rachel said, it has rat blood in it. And everybody's like, oh shit. So they started talking about it. Rachel then said that Danielle was a rat too, because of what she did when she threw Teresa and Jennifer Aiden under the bus, when she said they're better friends than enemies. It's better to have them as friends than enemies. Margaret backed Rachel up. Margaret came to Rachel's defense and then had said that and then had said to Danielle something like, I was nice to you. I was very nice to you. I helped you out with your business. Do you really think that I have an arsenal? And Danielle just made a face like, well, listen, between you and me, I think she does. But Danielle said off camera that she believes that she believes that Margaret does have things on people. I agree. I think she does too. But she didn't say anything about like, well, I heard some of the things I heard from Jennifer Aiden that you do have things on people, mainly Melissa. And Margaret says Danielle hasn't treated me badly, but she has talked about me behind my back. That's real rich coming from Margaret. Margaret talks about literally everybody behind everybody's back. And if you want to get down to it, if you're on a Real Housewives show of any city, you talk about your castmates behind their back. I think it's something in the contract that says like you have to, but they all do. Just a little news flash to Margaret. Danielle then said off camera that they really want to spin this narrative that Danielle's out there just talking shit behind her back, and nobody else is, and which is okay. And then she says that Margaret's trying to deflect her bad deeds, which she does, onto Danielle, but that's just not going to float for Danielle. And they go shopping, and some of the ladies talk about their marriages and how cheating has affected them. There was two different sides of the coin. Jen Fessler had said that her and her husband were married for 7 years, and I think his name is Jeff Fessler, and he had a 7-year itch. He scratched it. He cheated. And then she said, well, I can do that too. She went out. She was dating somebody. They separated, but then they found their way back to each other. And the other side of the coin is that Dolores had said that Frank was cheating on her, and she knew he was cheating on her because she could like smell the lady that he was with. She came right out and asked him, are you going to be able to remain monogamous and not cheat? And he said no. And that was it. She was like, well, forget it then. And I agree with her, because she said she didn't want to send the message to her kids that it was okay to do this and that you can just walk all over me and I'm okay with that, which, yes, I agree. I'm with Dolores. So someone had said, so is cheating a deal breaker? And some people were like, no, it's not. Others were like, it is. Teresa had said that she left her husband not because of she went to prison. She said, I went to prison first. I came out, he went to prison, and then her mother got sick, and then her mother passed away. Her mother passing away caused a lot of resentment for Joe. So she knew whenever he was deported to Italy, she just knew it was done. And the crazy thing is that she didn't say it, but she seemed to be like she was okay with cheating. Because if anybody remembers, at one of the earlier reunions, I think it was, I forget who it was, that had said, Jacqueline, I think, that had said, well, I know somebody who walked in on Joe and his secretary on the top of the desk. And they were like, that's crazy. No, that's not right. But then there was a hot mic moment when they were all at a winery. They were all at a vineyard. And Joe's phone rang, and he walked away, and he was like, talking. Like, it didn't sound like he was talking to a business partner, a male business partner, which is what he said he was doing. But then when Teresa went over to talk to him, he was like, he called her a C word. He called her a see you next Tuesday. He was cheating. She seemed to be okay with that. But I digress. Rachel then, the meat of the issue between Melissa and Teresa came to a head then, because Rachel asked if are your kids close? Meaning, are Melissa and Teresa, are your kids close? Teresa immediately says, Antonia missed Melania's 16th birthday party. So she started off, she threw Antonia right under the bus by saying that. And Melissa was like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to talk terrible and nasty about my daughter. She was at a cheer competition and she already missed once. She couldn't miss again or she would be off the team. And she was in Pennsylvania. She couldn't just come for like an hour because she was in Pennsylvania. And then Melissa had said, well, if you want to get into that, I mean, one of your daughters, I can't remember which, one of your daughters missed my son's communion. And so it went back and forth. It went back and forth there. And Teresa then had said that she wants to keep the kids close. She says she wants to keep the kids close. And then Melissa had said that the Gorgas are always wrong. That's right. The Gorgas are always wrong. Once again, and Melissa said, I believe it was off camera. Melissa had said that, Teresa says she wants to keep the kids close. Oh no, she didn't say it off camera. She said, listen, you say you want to keep the kids close. It would help if I was in the wedding, if I were in your wedding. Listen, you can keep bringing this up. I thought you were going to drop it. But, I mean, it's kind of true. I mean, if you want everybody to be close, Teresa, then just have her be in and ask her to be in the wedding like from the beginning. That's all I'm saying. So in this instance, I didn't think it was great that Teresa just brought up and just threw Melissa's daughter under the bus. And then claimed she's not doing that. Somebody was like, you're going after the kids. She's like, but I'm not going after the kids. But you kind of were. You were. So the ladies go shopping. Danielle and Jennifer Aiden, they go their way. Margaret and Melissa go their way. And they're all talking. The discussion between Jen and Danielle gets to talking about Margaret. And Danielle had said that the discussion that between Margaret and Danielle made Danielle believe that, wait a minute, what am I saying? So the discussion that Danielle and Jennifer had made Danielle believe what she had heard about Margaret, that she does have an arsenal on people. Honestly, I think she does. I think that's true. And because she has this information on Melissa, so I think she does have an arsenal. Margaret and Melissa were talking, and they of course were talking about, I think they're talking about Danielle. But wait a second, Margaret doesn't talk about anybody about behind their backs. So I guess that didn't take place. And then Melissa also says that if Rachel would have asked her the question of, are your kids close? Melissa would have just said, yes, they love each other. She wouldn't have said anything else. And Dolores, then they went off camera, and Dolores had said what everybody thinks, just leave the kids out of it. And Melissa then says that Teresa's twisting it around. She's saying that she just wants them to be close, but then she drags her daughter into it, which is shitty. At lunch, we came up with a new couple name, and that is Poloris. Paul and Dolores, because Paul is talking about marriage already, and Dolores wants a quick wedding. Paul wants like a 4-day event. Teresa chimes in and says, oh my God, that's what I just wanted, something quick too. But Louie wanted something big. And then Melissa was giving the criminal side eye, non-offensive criminal side eye on the side, like, do I hold it? I'm gonna hold it. She figured she was just gonna hold it in. The ladies go home to change for dinner, and Melissa calls Joe, and she basically says what happened. Teresa brought up Antonia. She brought her into the fight, and Melissa had said that she really feels so far removed and so far gone from Teresa that she isn't sure that they should go to the wedding. And Joe says, but if we don't go to the wedding, then that's going to make us look bad. That's going to be more reason for them to get on us. They go to dinner. We find out that Danielle had tubular boobs. She had tubular boobs before she got her boob job. I don't know what tubular boobs are. They talk about rats again. Danielle and Rachel are yelling. And like I said, Dolores looks like she just wants to become invisible or crawl under a rock. Rachel says Danielle is judging Margaret based on what others say. Danielle said, no, I'm not. I think it's a mixture. I think she's kind of like judging by what she's heard, but also judging by what she's seen. Margaret and Jennifer Aiden get into it. And Jennifer is mocking Margaret and is saying, is mocking Margaret. Like she's saying Margaret had said, do you see how duplicitous you are? Do you even know what that means? And Margaret was like, well, do you? And Jen says, and Jennifer Aiden says, how about a booger wolf? Do you know what that means? And everybody was like, what the fuck is she? No. So Melissa looked it up, and it is a very ugly person or a nasty person. And Rachel said it perfectly. Listen, if you're gonna put somebody down and you're gonna give an insult, please let it burn. Nobody knows what a booger wolf is. I don't know. So that was this week. And tell me what you thought of it. Tell me whose side you were on. We're inching closer to the wedding, so I don't know. We shall see if they're there or not. They filmed the reunion. From what I understand, Teresa was unhinged to a new level. So, I don't know. We'll see. So with that being said, I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. I'm going to make some chocolate banana muffins. I got those. You can't see them. I'll show them tomorrow. They're pretty daisies. They're all different colors. So I will see you tomorrow. And if nobody told you yet, I love you. You are loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. And I love you guys. And let's treat one another with kindness and how you would want to be treated, and take care of one another. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye, guys.